Good day and welcome to this absolutely horrible, awful story of how I came out to my parents. If you want, you may take this as a type of tutorial of how not to come out to your parents. To start things out, my parents were out of town for a couple of days. So I took the time to get physically and mentally ready to tell them, to get the anxiety out and get all the good energy in. I even came out to one of my best friends, my only best friend at the time, and it went really well, He kind of expected it. So, the day before my parents came back from their trip, I told them that I had something important to tell them. This is my first big mistake. Don't do that. Probably my biggest mistake, to tell them first before it happened. So I wait for them to come into the house, and as soon as my mom enters, she goes directly into interrogatory mode. Like she goes full detective into my ass. Like, what did you want to tell us? Is it about your university? Huh? Tell me, come on, tell me. And I say, no mom, please sit down. Dad, you too, just sit so it will be easier to tell you. That was my strategy. A pretty bad one. Because it is something hard to tell you, I told them. Easy to understand. This is the part when we enter what I want to call the morons paradox. You see? Because my parents said that they wouldn't sit down until I told them. And I was very anxious to tell them and needed to feel a bit of control to be able to tell them to sit down. So I wouldn't tell them if they didn't sit down, and they wouldn't sit down until I told them. So that went from like half an hour, most likely, with my parents just standing in front of their chairs like a pair of children. So my mom says, "Oh, did you fail your class on something that you were worried about?" And I go, "Yes, I did fail one of my classes, but I had already told you before." And she goes, "Oh, can we leave now? Was that all you wanted to tell us?" "No, Mom, that wasn't what I wanted to tell you. Can you please sit down?" "Oh, are you wanting to change your career?" "No, Mom. Can you stop trying to guess and sit down?" "Did you break someplace while we were out?" "No, Mom. Stop trying to guess and just sit down." I'm not sitting down until you tell us." So I come to the idea that I was self-medicating with testosterone blockers at the time. Don't do that. Don't be me. So I tell my mom, "Look, I was taking this for the last 7 months, probably, I think." And my mom goes, "Oh God, what are these for?" And I go, "They are supposed to help so I don't get bald and some other stuff that I want to tell you." "Oh, okay, can we leave now?" "No, Mom." "Oh, why? That was part of it, but it wasn't all of it that I wanted to tell you." "Are you taking drugs or something?" "No, Mom, I'm not taking drugs or something." At this point, my dad was still just standing there, just kind of like T-posing probably, and I finally explode. And I just say, "Fine, I am transgender and I'm bisexual. Are you happy now? Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what you were expecting to hear?" And my mom goes something like, "What? No, you're not. You never gave us any sign." And my dad goes, "Yeah, you're not trans or whatever. We would have noticed." This part here is a lie. I'm a bag full of secrets. But to be fair, through the years I have discovered that my parents' idea of a sign would have been of me talking like a gay stereotype and doing, and I don't know, twerking in the middle of the house or something. But let's continue. Because then we enter some parts very important. First, the usual. Denial. You can't be trans. It's impossible. Anger. You will never be accepted into society. Look, try to put on this bra. Being a woman is suffering. Depression? Are you doing this to harm us? Just to harm us? Just to make us feel bad? Bargaining. Okay, I will call my cousin that is trans. If he says that you are, then we will believe it. Otherwise, you're probably lying. And finally, my parents going to sleep like they run an entire marathon just for my dad to wake up at 1 a.m. to vomit. Is that acceptance? I guess it's as close as it gets to acceptance, right? Whatever. And obviously, I did what anyone would have done in that situation. Just go to my room, close the door, cry myself to sleep, and wanting to end my own life. The entire night, just constantly thinking about it. Especially being that during the next 2 years, probably, they were more than happy to tell me how accepting they were for not just throwing me out of the house. But they were super accepting, like they would tell everybody how accepting they were, even though they were completely against the idea of even treating me like a woman. Also, my mom, I guess, was able to help me get a proper hormonal treatment, so I will stop self-medicating, mostly for that. So what do you say if you like and subscribe so you are able to hear some of those horrible, terrible, absolutely despicable stories that happened during those 2 long, magical years of my life? Wouldn't you love that? Bye. God, I got myself physically tired from just telling the story. I'm sweating like an animal.